Hello everyone, we're so happy to have you with us. In today's video, we'll be sharing a little makeover of this small console table here in the entry of our rental home. It no longer fits my decor style, and I've been contemplating giving this piece a new look for a while now. As some of you may remember, in an earlier video this year, I asked you all to help me choose a stain because I was struggling with what color to use. The votes came back about 50-50 between the dark wood stain and the black stain. I ultimately decided on staining the table black because I already have various wood tones in our home and felt the black stain would complement what I already own. Since this little entry table is on the cheaper side, I knew we couldn't sand it down to bare wood for staining purposes, but I had seen this product called Retique It, which you can paint over almost anything and then apply a stain. We purchased this kit from Amazon, and I'll leave a link for you in the description box below. It comes in various sizes to fit your project needs. You can also purchase the product with numerous stain choices from lighter wood tones to dark. Now, if you have a particular stain in mind and they don't offer it in the kit, you can buy the product separately without the stain. And again, it comes in various sizes and 2 colors, dark wood and light wood. You'll need to be sure to buy water-based stain to apply over this product. It doesn't work with oil-based stains. We purchased the 32-ounce kit, which comes with the liquid wood, water-based stain in ebony, and a paintbrush, all for around $65. They also include a card with detailed instructions to help you with the use of their product. You can also use the QR code to access how-to videos and other information. We began by disassembling the entry table to make it easier to paint and stain all the pieces. This is the first time Corey and I have used Retique It, but we are very excited to give it a try, and I always look forward to transforming things. I have yet to be disappointed in whatever project we tackle. Since the underside wasn't something we wanted to waste the Retique It product on, because it's plywood and very rough, we decided to just give it a light coat of black spray paint so that it would blend with the dark stain. We allowed this to dry for several hours before moving on, and we did the same to the underside of the bottom shelf. Now, if you have a piece of furniture that has a glossy finish, you'll want to give it a light scuff sand before painting it with Retique It. Since this piece was primarily chalk paint, we knew it would take the new paint well, and there was no need to sand. Once the spray paint had dried, we gave each piece a good cleaning. The instructions call for denatured alcohol, but we didn't have any on hand, and that can get very pricey. So we used isopropyl alcohol, which is less effective at removing oils because of its dilution with water. We didn't think it would be a problem since this piece of furniture wasn't regularly used for anything other than a place to set decor items. After cleaning each piece with alcohol, we used a clean cloth dampened with water and gave each individual piece one last wipe down and then allowed everything to dry. Corey began the process of applying the first coat of liquid wood. I will say it didn't look like there was wood in the paint when we opened the jar. It looked more like melted peanut butter, and let's just say we were skeptical about how this was going to look like wood when we were done, but we were determined to see it through. Since this product is designed to look like wood when finished, Corey made sure to give each layer of paint a final stroke to mimic wood grain, so just keep that in mind. You don't want a bunch of crazy brush strokes in all different directions. We allowed the first coat to dry for 4 hours. This is how it looked after the first coat was dry. We thought it was working really well and were excited to see how the next steps went. I will say the liquid wood dried very quickly and was really easy to use. It also had no smell that I could detect. Corey added a second coat, and again, be sure to keep your brush strokes going with the grain to mimic wood. This is how the pieces looked after 2 coats. I was worried the darker top wouldn't cover, but it did, and we were amazed at how it really did look like wood grain once it had dried. And just for reference, the top of this table already had some graining, so just know the deep grooves were already there. You could also purchase a graining tool to give your piece some extra texture. I also did a scratch test, and the product seems to have adhered really well to our table. I did want to let you all know that we did have some trouble with the brush they included in the kit. It began leaving brush fibers in the paint as Corey worked, and he was constantly having to stop and remove them. Do I think the kit is worth it? Maybe. It was certainly convenient. Just know that if you do buy it, you might want to tug on the bristles to remove any loose ones before beginning the project, or buy a better brush to keep your frustration level down. Now it was time to add the stain, which both Corey and I were very excited to do since it would really give the table a new and updated look. Corey began by testing out the stain on the side of the leg that isn't visible to be sure the stain took and that it was the color we wanted. Once we decided it was good, he started the process of staining each piece one at a time, leaving the stain on for about 4 minutes before wiping them down. The time you leave the stain on depends on how dark you want the color. You can add additional coats to achieve a deeper color saturation. But I really didn't want this table to be too dark. I wanted color variation to show through, so we decided on about 3 to 4 minutes. At this point, I was thrilled with how the stain was looking. It was dark, but not too dark. The light color underneath was showing through and giving the piece life instead of just being one solid color. I would say that we might have been able to purchase a smaller amount for this project. To give you an idea of how much product we used on this small table, I would say about 1/3 of this 32-ounce jar, and that was with 2 coats on everything. We let the stain dry for a little over 24 hours before applying some matte polyacrylic sealant to the entire table. Again, be sure to purchase water-based for this project. Corey has found that these types of sealant go on well with a foam brush, and they are inexpensive to purchase. Be sure to put on a nice even layer. We did 2 coats on this table. And here's a look at our entry table after its little makeover. I absolutely love how it turned out. I love the juxtaposition of the traditional style with the more modern, darker color. Just a side note, we loved the Retique It product. It performed well and really did give the look and feel of wood. So if you're interested in checking out the product, we have a link in the description box below. This little table has a new life here in our home, and we saved money by giving it a makeover instead of buying a new piece of furniture. This transformation was definitely a win in my book. We hope you enjoyed today's video and found some inspiration to do a project in your own home. Sometimes the smallest of changes can make a huge impact in your space. Corey and I truly appreciate that you joined us today, and we hope you will have an amazing week ahead. We will see you all soon in the next one. Bye for now.